Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Dr. Digital, and today we're making a Hytale guide. I normally do art guides, but Hytale's been super fun, and I figured I'd just do it. So let's not waste any time and just get straight into it. If you guys have been playing for a little while, you'll know that hide is kind of a big problem. And that's kind of the first tip I have for you. Instead of going searching the entire map, you can actually just find all of your hide in the beginner biome. Now, I'll show you 3 creatures you can specifically target farm early on, and they're very easy to kill, and they drop a good amount of hide. So for light, the first thing you want to look out for is deer. You can also look for chickens and even stuff like cows, for example, drop light hide. So do the boars as well. But deer tend to give the most, at least from my experience, and you can find them in packs of, 2 to 3. But things like deers or cows or sheep even, I'll show you right now. A lot of these beginner animals will just drop light hide, so that's probably not something you actually have an issue with. But the next thing might be. And that next thing that you might have a problem with is the medium hide. Now, the medium hide is actually pretty abundant. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3 black wolves here. You can kind of find them around encampments and stuff like that. There's usually like 1 or 2 that spawn in like that little house over there for me. But as you can see, there's 4 right here. So they're not like super hard to find. But these are kind of rough. So if you want to give yourself the best chance at living, I would suggest charging up your ultimate for your weapon before going in and fighting them. You can do this on like any sort of animal, cows, the foxes, chickens, and just save up your bar for when you do go to fight them, because it'll make your life 10 times easier. And as you can see, I got a bunch of medium hide right there, so that covers light and medium. And the last one, I think I saw one right over here. Yeah, there he is the moss horns, I'm pretty sure they're called. You go ahead, and these guys don't attack you, and they just run, and they're not even that fast. So you can just walk behind them, and as you can see, I got a heavy hide. Now, I'd say 50-50, you get 1 or 2. So you just go ahead and kill a couple of those guys, and you'll get a ton of heavy hide. By the time you'll actually need it, if you kind of stick around this biome when you're looking for it, you'll probably have more than you need by the time you actually need to use it. That's kind of the point of the game I'm at right now. I'm starting to need a little bit of it, but like I said, you don't really need to leave the beginner biome to actually get a good amount of hide. So I hope that helped. Alright, so the next tip I have for you is food, and let me explain that a little bit more. So pretty early on, you could make something called the chef stove. This just requires 2 copper ingots, 10 of any tree trunk, and 5 of any stone. You can literally get this done in 5 to 10 minutes, as long as you kind of know what you're doing a little bit, which you've been probably playing for long enough to know what you're doing at this point, right? So I opened the wrong thing, but this is the chef stove. Now, early game, you can very easily make the fruit skewer, which I would suggest as your first primary food source. But if you didn't know, you could actually stack these buffs. So the meat skewer here gives health boost, health regen. The fruit skewer gives health regen, stamina boost, and the vegetable gives the exact same as the fruit skewer. So what you can do to make your character feel a lot stronger is you can use the meat and the fruit skewer when you're in any sort of combat situation. Now this is giving you 20% extra stamina, and this is just for the low tier vegetable and fruit skewers. This is giving you 20% extra stam, and it's giving you about 8 health. Not only is it doing that, it is increasing your health regen and your stamina regen, which makes you a lot stronger when you're fighting something. Now, for example, I'll just go ahead and fight these cows because, drive home the point of the light hide that I was making earlier, might as well. There you are, some light hide. But as you could see, look at how fast my stamina regens. It goes up super quick because it increased the stamina regen. Another thing is I can normally only do 2 charge attacks before I have to stop attacking for a second. But with this, I can actually do it 3 times, which is pretty good. This allows you to have a lot more uptime on your damage. It allows you to run away a lot further than you normally would. And it just gives you the survivability to deal with outposts and stuff like that. So that's my next tip, and probably the most important one. Valheim has a similar system to this, where the food is just extremely important. As you can see, I could kind of go even further with this here. So as you can see, I have 169 health right now. We'll eat the meat pie, which gives a higher health regen increase as well as higher health. And then as you can see, we're going from 12 stam. Let's just eat the apple pie real quick. Up to 13. And this will give us a 30% increase to our stamina regen and just our, overall stamina. So as you can see, it'll just shoot up super quickly. We can spam our charges a lot more. As you can see, 3 times and it wasn't even fully filled up. So food buffs, extremely important. Just make sure you get those. And we did briefly mention outpost, and the question is, should you do them or should you just stick to the traditional kind of Minecraft route where, you go mining, you come back, you upgrade, you go back mining, and you rinse and repeat that process until you reach end game. Now, to be completely honest with you, my luck isn't the best when it comes to raiding outposts and stuff like that. I've not gotten anything super crazy other than the sword. Now, the sword is cobalt tier, but as you can see, I went mining. And I have a pickaxe, a hatchet, a helmet, and a full armor set, plus a shield that I had just crafted. And I did this in the same kind of expedition, I guess you could call it, where I went, raided 2 outposts, I think it was actually 3, and then I did 1 cave in that same process. Now I found an underwater cave, and again, the game's pretty new, so I'm not exactly 100% sure on if the underwater caves are super buffed or anything like that, but for me personally, I would suggest if you really want to just progress a ton and see what the game has to offer fully, you could just go and cave. But at the end of the day, it's a brand new game, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.